Hey everyone, and welcome back. Now today I want to talk about Dogecoin because as we've talked a little bit more about memes on the channel lately, I want to bring up Dogecoin because that is, that's kind of the OG, and that's kind of the thing that kicked off meme coins to begin with. And so one thing that I've heard many times over the past several years is just kind of a general question. And this was a question that mainly started getting asked in May of 2021 when Dogecoin was really taking off, which was, can Dogecoin hit $1? And that became a rallying cry for a lot of people, which was, Doge will hit $1, Doge can hit $1, Doge should hit $1, all this type of stuff. But obviously, kind of where we're sitting at right now, Doge is a fair long way off of hitting $1. And so I want to take a look at how realistic could it be that Doge hits $1 as we run into this next bull run. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So starting out, I want to take a look at crypto bubbles just because I want to point something out really quickly. So obviously kind of the biggest, the two biggest non-crypto gainers of the day are Aptos and Sui. These are kind of the newfangled blockchains, I guess you could say. These both have seen a pretty decent amount of growth, particularly over the past several weeks, because these are kind of the third V3 type blockchains. So these are kind of, low latency, high throughput, low fee blockchains. These are kind of if Solana is the ETH killer, a lot of people are thinking these might be the Solana killer, and they've kind of shown a lot of progress, or I guess possibly even hype within the space. So these are kind of the two big ones. But other than that, we can kind of see that all of the above 10% gainers are meme coins. We've got SPX, we've got POPCAT, we've got NEIRO, and we've got Brett. Obviously SPX and NEIRO are kind of the two recent ones that have done really well. POPCAT's been around a little while, and this one has actually done quite well for itself. And then Brett is kind of one of the main ones on base. Not exactly sure what just happened to SPX, but whatever. So anyway, moving on, going back to the price of Dogecoin, what I wanted to show here is a couple different things. So first off, we've got price. And then, as I've always mentioned, and this is, again, kind of how we're going to back into kind of the possibility, or kind of running a probability on, can Dogecoin hit $1? We're going to be looking at the market cap. So here we can see that the market cap is 16 billion. We have a circulating supply. Basically, the total supply and circulating supply are basically almost the same. It's almost fully diluted. And what we can see here is that there is no max supply. This thing essentially just inflates into infinity. And so essentially the longer that it takes for Doge to hit $1, the more unlikely it becomes that it does hit $1. And so I want to kind of spend a little bit of time assessing or looking into how this would work. And so I basically just did some very quick calculations on a calculator here. And so what I did is I essentially took 1 and then I divided it by 0.1115. And that means essentially that we would need to 8.97. Basically, we would need a 9x in order to hit $1, which makes sense because it's 11 cents. Now, what I did with that is I took the 9x, or close to, and then I multiplied it by the current market cap, which we can see here. 16,318,188,096. Boom, right there. So now we come up with this number, and if we were to simplify it, essentially, we would need to hit $146 billion market cap for Dogecoin to hit $1. That's obviously, an extremely large market cap. That is something that I think would be very challenging to do. If we were to go back and look at CoinGecko and we were to essentially sort things by the largest market caps, we can see Dogecoin would have to be larger than the market cap of Solana, BNB, Tether, and then, Ethereum and Bitcoin would be kind of the only two ones that would be bigger than it. So it would be essentially the number 3 coin. It is only the number 9 coin right now, but again, look, it's 16 billion. So, it would need to see some pretty ridiculous amount of growth. It would essentially be pretty close to bigger than BNB and Solana combined, which I think is a bit ridiculous. It'd also be bigger than USDC and Tether combined, or at least close to, which again, looking at kind of the value that these have in the space and what they do, having a meme coin be kind of more valuable than all these would be kind of nuts. And so that kind of brings me to the next question of, okay, well, so it seems fairly clear to me, at least, that Dogecoin would have quite the challenge hitting $1, right? And so, that's not to say that meme coins themselves are dead or anything like that, but if you do want to kind of play your hand in the meme coin game, is there a better option than Dogecoin? And I would say unequivocally yes. Yes, there is. Dogecoin is really nice because obviously the Doge meme is incredibly durable. I mean, that's a meme that's been around for a really, really long time. And so that is kind of the value to it. And that's ultimately why it maintains such a large market cap. But ultimately, if like you're investing for, the speculative gains and hoping to make money off it, again, this is not financial advice. So you probably should not be like using any of the information in this or any of my videos as like actionable advice to invest on. That would be ridiculous. So I would say don't do that, just because this is all just for informational purposes. This is my opinion. My opinions could be wrong. I mean, Doge could hit $1 trillion market cap. Who knows? I don't. So anyway, but looking here, we can see, kind of where the market caps lie and how they kind of move. And so obviously Dogecoin's the biggest. SHIB is another one that has done really, really well. Even over the past 30 days, Doge has gone up 9%, where SHIB's gone up closer to 34%. But then after that, we start to get into, kind of some of the large memes, but even by market cap, I mean, they're tiny, right? And so so my personal opinion is I would much rather, try and find some tiny coin or something even smaller than this and kind of watch it kind of run up to maybe this $1 billion point and kind of hit into this PEPE with BONK POPCAT type of region. But if I were to be playing only like blue chip memes, if such a thing exists, obviously PEPE, that would be a 4x to just reach what Dogecoin is currently. WIF would be close to an 8x, a little bit less than that. BONK would be over a 10x, POPCAT over a 10x, FLOKI over a 10x, Brett, like 12x at that point. So, I mean, a lot of these big meme coins that definitely like are very well established, they've got a pretty strong following. These ones have a lot more upside if we're going to see like another major meme run up like we saw in Dogecoin in 2021. I do think, a lot of volume and attention would come back to Dogecoin just because of its like staying power and again, the power of the meme and a lot of that type of stuff. But I mean, PEPE is another incredibly strong meme for a quarter of the market cap, right? Same thing, with not as strong of a meme, but it definitely is like within the crypto native community. It's a very strong one. We see some of these, this is SPX is based on, the S&P, there's multiple different like memes here. FLOKI is like Elon Musk's dog at one point in time, I believe. So, I mean, there's a whole bunch of like different things that we can see here in terms of like memes that people are like, that people find funny, that people are like find interesting, a lot of this type of stuff. And so anyway, this is kind of what I wanted to show you in terms of like, if I were to be investing and I only wanted to invest in, blue chip memes, again, if such a thing exists, I'd probably be looking in kind of this region right here, right? But ultimately, the way that I find memes to be the most interesting and trying, essentially the way for them to be most lucrative is try and find something down in this area, that maybe people aren't talking about that are pretty interesting that could see, potential gains. Again, here's one here. I've heard this mentioned a couple times on my channel before. Wojak is one that, I mean, this is a very durable meme that has been around for a very, very long time. Kind of on the inverse side, Sigma's a meme that has kind of been, from my understanding, that's what the kids are saying these days. And so, this is another one kind of on the opposite end of Wojak. Wojak is kind of a very durable meme that's been around for quite some time, where Sigma's one that, a lot of them young whippersnappers are saying these days. So overall, this in kind of in my opinion makes the most sense. Find some of these smaller ones. Again, it is more risk because the lower market cap these are kind of means the lower likelihood that they actually, tend to make a huge run. Now, you may have different convictions given, some of the durability and some of the quality of the memes sitting at this level. You may think it's completely impossible, that they don't run up to $1 billion level. I'm not here to speculate on that. I'm just kind of here to lay out kind of my view on how I look at the meme market, how I would personally play it. For me, I'm looking at kind of dipping my toes in, but overall, as I've kind of said before, the meme market isn't something that I've typically spent a lot of time in. I like to focus on particularly development within Bitcoin. That said, of the memes that I have been involved in, most of them are on the Bitcoin ecosystem, just because I've been a lot more involved in there and I kind of understand it a little bit better. The moral of this story essentially being invest what you understand in, because that's probably where you'd be most successful. Again, not financial advice, you need to make your own decision. But ultimately, hopefully you found the information in this video useful. If you did, please do drop me a like and subscribe. It really, really does help me out. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, whatever, please just let me know. You know, I'm happy to, I try and read and respond to all of my comments. And so I'm happy to kind of reply to any questions or concerns or comments, feedback, whatever you guys have. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you in the next video.